Men for Equality, a men-led organization, seeks to address gender-based violence and promote positive masculinity at all levels of society through advocacy campaigns aimed at increasing active participation in response to gender-based violence in the Gambia. This convergence attracted government officials, parliamentarians, ward councillors, civil society, human rights activities, and young people. The national coordinator, Men for Equality, Modu Lamin Davis, said the organization works with women to change discriminatory behaviors and promote positive masculinity through awareness raising and sensitization on gender equality, women's empowerment, and the crucial role men can play as household heads.
Today is a great historic day, as it marks the first National All-Men Conference on Positive Masculinity and a new era of male involvement in the fight against sexual and gender-based violence and the promotion of positive masculinity. Men for Equality is very proud and elated to be leading the process of promoting positive masculinity in the Gambia.
The Deputy Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Gender, Naomi Williams, reaffirmed her ministry's support to the organization, saying she is impressed with the turnout of men in the forum, saying she is convinced that men are ready for positive masculinity.
A gathering that brings together men from diverse backgrounds and walks of life across the country to interact and discuss ways to strengthen and promote positive masculinity at all levels of society. This national conference could not be more apt, as the ministry joins the whole world in the campaign to end violence against women and girls.
From the UN agencies, Amat Gano of UNICEF, Rose Har of UNFPA, both hailed the first ever men conference as well timed when the world is celebrating 16 days of activism, highlighting the important role men can play to end gender-based violence in their role as protectors.
Ending violence in our communities is a responsibility of the whole community, and it is significant that men and boys are active participants and promoters of change. On the same scale, it is also critical to combat not only the individual instances of violence, but also the systemic forms of violence, as violence does not occur in a vacuum, but rather in a society that sometimes encourages it.
For UNFPA, the UN Reproductive Health Agency, one of our goals is to build a world with zero gender-based violence and harmful practices, including FGM and child marriage. Therefore, we are honored to be associated with this event together with our sister agency, UNICEF, and the civil society organization, which is ActionAid, under the leadership of Men for Equality.
The Minister of Youth and Sports, Bakari Waibaji, called on concerted efforts in communities to combat gender-based violence, outlining some of the negative impacts of the abuses women face.
There exists a lot of gender-based violence in the Gambia, just like it is in the continent of Africa and around the world. On a weekly or daily basis, we see or read reports of a girl being raped somewhere in a particular community, or someone else being beaten, or a spouse being beaten by the partner, or lacerated and causing bodily harm, and all the other forms of gender-based violence, including FGM and FGC and child marriage, and the list goes on. While majority or some of these cases are perpetrated by women towards men, it is no doubt that majority of the cases are perpetrated by men directed towards women.
For GRTS News, I am Awa Manneh.